Hello, I'm Ellie for Edu4Java, and this is the tutorial number 3 of game programming for beginners. We're going to talk about sprites. All the objects moving in the screen have their own characteristics, such as the position, X and Y, that is the position of the ball, the X and the Y, that is going to move all over the screen, the speed, that in the last tutorials what we did was increase in 1 each time it goes around the loop. We move it 1 pixel, and the direction that defines if it's going in the diagonal down or upwards, or where is it going. All of these characteristics can be isolated in an object, which we are going to call sprite. Why should we isolate these properties in an object? Until now we've had just one object, but imagining we have 100 objects with all different properties inside. It's good to isolate each property of each object in just one class or in a particular object. And paste it. Here we are. We've got all the same, but we've added these two variables, XA and YA. These are going to give us the speed and the direction. Before we had here a 1 and here a 1 because we increased in 1. Now we've just put it into a variable, and here we can see that it's 1 and 1. If it's negative, it will be going up in YA, and if it's negative here, it will be going left in XA. In the method moveBall, what we are going to do is to manage that the ball doesn't go out of the screen. Let's play the program, let's run it, and we can see that the ball bounces back. Bounces, it never goes out of the border. Okay, let's have a look at how we've divided this code. Here we have the two new classes, ball and game 2. These properties, these variables, were the ones that we had in the class game, which we don't have now in game 2, which had to do with position and speed of the ball. Here they are. They are in the object that we've created, the object ball. When here in game 2, we create a new object ball, and we send in the construction a reference to this. This is referring to the object which is making the new. In this case, it is going to be an instance of the object game 2. If we take a look at the construction of ball, when we do a new, this construction is called, and here comes the reference of the object which created ball, and we save it because we're going to need it afterwards to use its methods. In this case, the width of the ball and the height. Okay, now once we have created the ball, the first thing the loop did, as you remember, first it moved the ball and then it repainted it. So the first thing it did was call the method move. It calls the method move, which calls the move method of the ball. What we had before in the method move ball was all this. We have it now in the class ball in the method move. This method moves the ball. In the method paint, we also use the paint method of the ball. We use it to paint the ball. To paint the ball, the information of how to do it is in the class ball. This paint method receives graphics2D, which has the information, the method of fill oval, which is going to paint with X and Y position and with these dimensions. The interesting thing here is that Game2 doesn't know anything about the position of the ball or how to paint it. You can change here if you want how to paint the ball or how to move it, and Game2 doesn't have to change. Maybe it's not important now, but imagine when there is a big list of sprites. Game2 could be kept simple and the sprites would be the ones that would be complicated. In the next tutorials, we're going to see why this is important. See you in the next tutorial.